Hello, and welcome to an Assetto Corsa Competizione Misano Track Guide in the Porsche 911 GT3 R. First, it's really important to get a good, clean exit of the last corner. Focus on your exit rather than the entry. Go up the gears up to 5th and prepare for the first braking point. I like to brake at the 50 meters board and carry the brakes into the corner and over the curbs, trying to maximize the entry speed while staying in the middle of the track. Downshift from 3rd to 2nd and take as much curb on the inside as possible without unbalancing the car too much. Exit relatively in the middle again to prepare for the final corner of the sequence, which is a flat right-hander, while slowly opening up the steering to avoid any oversteer. For the next corner, I like to start my braking right at the end of the red turf. Go quickly to first gear and position the car over the red turf, while constantly rotating it. Exit in the middle again, or maybe a little wider than I did. Avoid putting the car over the curbs on the outside, because it bottoms the car out, making it understeer. Short shift to 2nd, let the car rotate into the corner with its momentum and steer to the left just as the curb starts to appear. Short shift to 3rd and stay flat over the curb on the exit. Position over the curb is key for this exit. Too early on the steering and you get track limits on the inside curb. Too slow and you get track limits on the outside. Go quickly up the gears and take a break to enjoy that awesome sounding flat 6. Start braking at the 100 meters board and slowly increase the brake pressure to ensure a smooth weight transfer to the front. Release the brakes just before the apex and start poking the throttle to get some final rotation before you accelerate to hit the curb on the exit. Some like to fully ride the red turf on the inside, but just avoiding it seems to keep my car stable enough to make bigger gains on the exit. Make sure to use the full track width as you accelerate for the next corner. Wide on entry to get a bigger radius on the double apex. Start braking when the car is about in the middle of the right curb and try to minimize the steering angle to get the most out of those brakes. Down to first gear to maximize the rotation. Start accelerating and short shift to 2nd to make a smooth transition on the exit while maintaining good minimum speed. Some people like to run wide on the earlier part of the track, but I like to keep the Porsche tight since it rotates very nicely with the brakes. Exit is very important since the Porsche suffers from lack of top speed and is very slow on the straights. Start braking 1 or 2 meters after the curb start on the left and keep the car straight. This is very important for quick braking, but mostly to have a smooth weight transfer. Go down to 4th and slowly release the brakes while getting on the throttle. I went to 3rd to slow down more and correct the snap, but 4th gear is usually quicker there. Brake right at or just after the white line and slow down to 1st gear again. Accelerate to use the exit curb and short shift to 2nd to minimize wheel spin. Come to the right and start steering just as the curb starts up to 3rd, and a small lift should be enough to keep you inside the track limits. With a better rotation, flat to there should be no problem at all, so try it out. For the final corner, we'll shortly brake at the 50 meters board. It's very important to let the car coast and rotate itself, while taking the full curb width on the inside. Then patiently come back on throttle and watch out for track limits. Don't hit the sausage curbs, because they send the car airborne. This was a lap around the iconic Italian track Misano. Let me know if it was helpful and if you take any corners differently and why. Have a good one and see you on the next one.